All right, guys, so today is day 2 of the options trading bootcamp. And today we're going to be going over the brokers that I use. So I use Robinhood and I use Webull. And we're going to be going over exactly what settings and what layout you need to have in order to be successful in trading, because a lot of new beginners' mistakes is they have a lot of the wrong settings on and they don't understand exactly what they're doing. So I'm going to be explaining this very simply for you guys. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to go to robinhood.com and you're going to open an account with them. And once you open the account, you're going to go to the settings, you're going to go to investing, and then this is where options comes in handy right here. You're going to need to make sure your options level is level 2. That is the minimum requirement. That's so you can buy calls and you can buy puts. That's what level 2 allows you to do. There's a level 3, which allows you to buy spreads, I'm pretty sure. And there's other ways of trading options that we don't need to go into right now, but for the basics, you need to understand level 2 is for buying calls and for buying puts. So make sure that's on, and then you want to have trading on expiration date on as well. Then you're going to make sure, this is very important, the account type is on cash, because if you have a margin account and you take more than 3-day trades within 5 days, I believe, then your account is going to be flagged for pattern day trading and you're not going to be able to trade for about a month, or take any day trades for about a month. So you want to make sure this is on cash account. And once it's on cash account, you can take as many day trades as you want, as long as you have the cash in there to actually take these trades. So it's basically just, you're just playing with your cash that you have in your account. So if you have a $1,000 account and you take 5 trades and they're all $1,000, then the next day they're going to settle and then you're going to be able to trade with that $1,000 again. Um, that's pretty much it for Robinhood, and I'm going to be showing you guys the Webull layout next. For Robinhood, I only like to use this on my phone. I don't really like to use the desktop. For desktop, I like to use Webull. So I'm going to be going over my Webull layout on desktop. Another thing a lot of people ask me is, how much money do you need to actually get started and to be putting into the investing account? You can put as much money as you want. You can put as little as $50, $20. It does not matter. You just need to fund the account itself. So just fund the account, fund Robinhood, and you can get started trading. You can take small trades. You don't even have to take big trades, but just so enough that you can have that you could buy some positions and you can get the hang of it. Okay, so the next thing you're gonna want to do after you have the Robinhood all figured out is you're gonna go to Webull and you're gonna download the Webull desktop. And this is just gonna allow you to use the full customized trading platform that they offer. And it's gonna be really good for trading options. So you're gonna go here and you're just gonna download for Windows. That's it. Guys, another thing I forgot to go over is that you want to have Webull Premium, because it's going to give you all this. And most importantly, it's going to give you real-time market data. So when we're looking at these quotes on the order book and on the options, if you don't have the real-time market data, it's going to be really delayed and you're going to be buying stuff that has already moved and you're not even going to realize. So this is really important if you're a beginner and you don't understand real-time market data. Every second in the market counts, so you have to make sure that everything is sped up real time. All right, so now once the Webull desktop has downloaded fully, and it's gonna look something like this, you're gonna see all these tabs. It might look a little confusing right now, but as you can see, this is my actual trading account. And then these are the different tabs that you can use. This is watch list, stocks, markets, screener. But what really intrigues me about Webull is the custom layout that you can use. And it's really useful because of this. Mainly the Turbo Trader allows you to get in and out of trades really quickly. And there's almost like no lag. So I'm going to be showing you guys how I have my layout. We're going to go to a blank layout. I'm going to exit out all this stuff, remove, and we're going to add these widgets. You're gonna go to the widgets, You're gonna go to chart. You're gonna go to options. You're gonna go trade. You're gonna go turbo trader. You're gonna grab positions. And you're gonna grab, what's the next thing? I think that's it. Yep. It's only 4 things, so that's all you really need. Once you have that, I like to lay it out like this. It's a little easier for me. Extend it out. Positions. Make that a little smaller. Put that in there. Positions. And so now you're gonna see something like this. I'm gonna go to Apple, and you want to be able to link Apple or just link them all to each other's as a group. So when you search up Apple, it will load for all these other things as well. So I'm going to put that in a group. We'll do group one, and then this one doesn't need to be a group because it'll show you all your positions no matter what. And what I like to do is I like to have the strikes. I like to have 30 strikes at least. I'll do calls, set it for just calls right now. And I'll do descending strike price. This looks good right here. So it'll look something like this. That looks right. So this is all the information you really need to have. You need to know the bid, the ask. You need to know the volume, bid size, bid ask, or ask size, and the last price. And then here we can go to turbo trade settings. I'm gonna keep buy at the ask, keep sell at the bid, quantity. Okay, so I just reordered the buy at the top, sell at the bottom. So buy at the ask. And here we go. Done. So buy at the ask, sell at the bid. You always want to buy at the ask. You always want to sell at the bid because when you buy at the ask, you're gonna get filled. If you sell at the bid, you're gonna get filled. If you buy at the bid, then you're not gonna get filled. If you sell at the ask, you're not gonna get filled. So the bid are just people that are looking to buy, and then the ask are people that are looking to sell. So if you're buying from the sellers and then you're selling to the buyers, then you're gonna get filled. That's just a little simple way of explaining it. I'm gonna show you guys. So we're looking at calls here, and then you could switch to puts if you're looking at puts. We're looking at Costco right now. And so you wanna look here, these are the expiration dates that they have. I only like to go maybe 1 to 3 weeks out max, because anything after that, your contracts aren't really going to move for the value of the dollar that the stock moves. So I like to stick between 1 to 3 weeks max. So I'm looking here. These are the different expirations. And you want to make sure that you're buying options that have tight spreads. And what I mean by that is that you could see here that this contract, the 1025, has the bid is at $8 and the ask is at $9.45. So that's a huge spread. That's very wide in price. So they're not going to give you the best fill. And then when you go to sell that option, you might get really low fill compared to what you bought it at. So let's say I bought it at $6.80 and then I go to sell it, I'm going to sell it at $5.95. And I'm automatically going to lose almost $1.80. And that's not good when you're trading options. So I'm going to look for a contract that has better spreads. As you can see, these are all the different strikes, and then you can see the volume. Usually the contracts that have higher volume have better spreads, like this 1050 call right here, $1.70 and $1.90. So that's a 30-cent spread. And that's not the worst, but it's also not the best either, because like I said, when you buy at 190, or 185, you're going to sell at 175. Let's look at this one here. Okay, so we have the 1070 call next week, and there's a 5-cent spread. So these are tight spreads. Anything more than a 5-cent spread is a little iffy for me. So I'm gonna look for things that have a spread of 5 cents or less. So if I buy at 2.18, I can sell this easily at 2.15, and I will only lose $1 or only lose a couple dollars, which isn't bad. So I'm looking at this. Let's say I want to buy it. I put 1. Make sure. You also want to skip the confirmation order. You're going to want to make sure this is deselected. So basically what this means is that every time you go to buy, it's going to ask you confirmation. And then quantity, you're going to make sure this is selected. So when you change here, it's going to be connected to the quantity on the Turbo Trader. So 1. And then if this is on, then you're gonna have an order confirmation. So if I go to buy, I have a pop-up here that you can't really see, but it says order confirmation, and then it shows me the details of the contract. So I can say cancel or buy. I'm gonna put cancel, and I'm gonna turn this on, turn this off. So now when I click buy, it's gonna automatically buy at this price, 209. I'm gonna buy it right now because I'm not even looking at this trade. But just as an example, I will go to SPY and I'll look for something like maybe, or actually I'll go to Apple. Go to Apple, and then this has a tight spread right here, so I know I'll get in and out. 270 right here, so I'm gonna buy one. And as you can see, I bought it here, and it's gonna show you all the details right here, right? So all you really need to know is the P&L and percentage, but that is an example of me buying a trade. And then if you want to sell the trade, you can just click sell at the bid, and then it's going to fill you at $14. So as you can see, my average price is 15. So I'm going to bring this up a little bit because I like to see my average price. That's really important for me to know. Then I'm going to put days P&L. And I'm going to put open P&L percentage. These are really the things I really want to know. So now I know that I bought one contract at 15 cents. I'm currently down $1 because the bid is at 14 cents. So if I go to sell, I'm going to lose $1, which is fine. I'm going to go sell. Boom, filled, submitted, and then I got filled at $14. That's really it. That's how you can use Turbo Trader to get in and out of options quickly. I think it's a really good tool, and I use it every single day. So make sure you guys have it set up like I do. So now that you guys know how to take a trade, I'm going to be going over my trading view setup on the next video, and I'm going to be showing you guys my watch list, different indicators that I use, and the exact layout that I use to look at all these different names. And when I find a good setup on there, that's when I'll jump on here to my Webull and actually take the trade, or I'll go on my Robinhood on my phone and I'll take the trade as well. And I'll see you guys on the next video.